Yo, 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 it's Steph again. We're setting up Trickle for Yeezy Supply today. I know you guys all love cooking this website. Let's get started. You should have Trickle already installed. Should have these files ready to go. Now we're gonna base this off of a blank profiles, okay? Well, kind of blank. I just have sample profiles put in there, but I'm gonna assume that you guys have a blank profile, okay? You're going to open up your profiles.csv, and you're probably going to have nothing here. So what you're going to do is you're going to click this button, Add Row, and it's going to give you a blank row. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fill in all your stuff. Now, I'm going to go over what you fill in there. So we are personally going to be running for Zebras, this drop, which is going to be dropping tomorrow, April 9th, 2022. But this will be the same basically for every single drop, okay? Always keep in mind, though, please pay attention to the announcements channels, any of the guides, anything like that. Read the Discord server. We will let you know if there's changes to anything going on, okay? Please, 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 before you ask any questions or open up any tickets, always, always, always read the latest announcements and everything. I cannot stress that part enough, okay? All right, keyword for this drop is CP9654. That is going to be the identifier for the Yeezy 350 Zebras. Size quantity, you can put any size or quantity, or I mean any size that you want. I'm running random personally, but if you wanted to run a specific size, you could do like 4. Let's say you want to run 4, size 4, 6, and 9. You would do 4 and sign 6 and sign 9. It would be just like that. If you are running half sizes, just do like 9.5. Just like that. Okay, pretty easy. First name, last name, email, all that stuff should be self-explanatory. Phone number can be jigged if you want. Address, address 1. I usually don't jig my first address right here, personally. Okay, I jig my second address. Now, I personally don't have. I mean, I'm in technically townhouse or unit 16, but I don't ever put that on mine because my actual address is that address to my house. But what I do is I use Tyco personally. It's kind of like AYCD. They have a Yeezy jig button on there for all my profiles, and it does this, where it does TH and then just random numbers after that. I have very good success with it. It's a very simple jig, and that is the most important thing for Yeezy Supply. Keep the jigs simple, okay? If you're jigging too much, you're gonna get fraud declines. Don't want that, okay? All right. Next is gonna be your state. It's 2 letters, not the full name. City, full name. Zip code, 5 digits. Country, 2 letters. Credit card number should be self-explanatory. Month and year, self-explanatory. Make sure year is the 4 digits, not 2 digits. Your CVV or CVC, whatever you call it, normal. Task quantity, you can set whatever you want for Yeezy Supply. I recommend personally staying somewhere between 800 and I'd say 1,500 tasks per instance. I'm going to be running 1,000 tasks on this instance, which is my actual local computer. So 100 on each one for 10 profiles. Easy. Retries, I usually run 6,000, 6,000. You can change them up, figure out what works for you. Again, it's all dependent on your resources and whatever you want to do, okay? That's up to you. Site, Yeezy, not Yeezy.com, not YeezySupply.com, not none of that. It's just Yeezy. Mode, right now as of February 8th, April. Oh God, April 8th, 2022. Mode 3 from the last I read is the best one to be running right now. Again, read the announcement channels, see what the developers are saying. Just please read, figure out what works best for you. Okay, if you are running AYCD, you'll put AYCD at the end of it like this. Very easy. If you're not running AYCD, or if you want to turn off, quote, AYCD, then just take AYCD off of the mode and just run 3. Or 2, whatever mode you're running, okay? 2 captcha key. Just make sure there's something in there. It doesn't need to be a 2 cap key. We don't actually use this anymore. It just needs to be there. Fill it in. I put an F in mine because it's pretty. Save. All right. Start up Trickle. This would also be a good time for you to make sure that your proxies are in there. Remember, let me close Trickle. Remember, Trickle reads the proxies folder and the harvester proxy folder from top to bottom, okay? If it has an arrow with it, it's going to rotate to the next available one. Easy. Harvester proxies, make sure that you're putting in the same proxies here that you farm your Gmails with. When you start up your harvesters, if you're not running AYCD, when you start up your harvesters, the proxy will be at the top of the harvester window. It'll tell you which one, just to log into the correct one. Keep in mind also with proxies and all this stuff that we cannot recommend to you which proxies to use. We can give you guys providers, but we're not going to recommend to you guys which proxies to use because everything is different for everybody. It's all dependent on your jigs, on the cards you use, on your server, on your proxies. Everything is dependent, and just because something works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Okay? So find your own recipe. That's part of being a chef. Okay? Startup Trickle. Now, if you did your profiles correctly, you shouldn't have any errors. It should look like mine right here. If you get some errors that say something along the lines of error in like column or row or something like that, that means you have a profile error. Go in your profiles, fix it. Make sure there's no special characters in your addresses, no periods, no commas, no none of that, okay? No dashes, all right? Now, if you are not running AYCD, push 3, set your harvester count. I like to set mine at 3. If you are running AYCD, push 4, put in your AYCD keys and stuff like that. If you're having trouble pasting with Control V, right-click the top black bar up here, go to Edit, and click Paste. Pretty easy. After that, make sure your webhook is set. Same thing. If you're having trouble, right-click, Edit, Paste. And then you're good to go. I recommend closing the bot and then reopening it. Make sure everything's good to go. Start it up and cook. Yeezy Supply we usually start when the waiting room goes live. Yeah. As long as you see waiting for sale to be live or something along those lines, you should be good. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask a staff member, open up a ticket, or make sure that you read the guides and the announcements channels. You guys have a wonderful day.